Huh. I don't believe it. Okay. I don't know if we're live, and it's going to be a rough one, kids, and I'll explain. Yeah, there we go. Okay, here's what's up. Just before I went on, all the cameras just went out. Something happened. Maybe there was a glitch in the matrix or something, or there was a power outage for a second. But everything I have set up, and it's a lot of stuff, believe me, just went poof. Okay. In fact, I just called Nani and I said, hey, listen, I can't get any of the cameras up, so we're going to have to do a full black hat session while I put things together. Okay. But there are a few people coming in. There's Rick. How's it, E.T., Devin? We have a moderator, and Zach. Thanks, guys. So, so here's what's happened. Like, take, for instance, I try to go to this camera. Let's see what it looks like. There. Okay, I don't know if you can still hear me. This is the other camera. This is camera 3. Okay, this is this camera, but look, you see how jerky it is? It's not smooth. Okay, now this camera here should be the iPhone camera. Forget it. It's not happening. And let's see, is the big board happening? Yeah, there we go. Hey, hi guys. Oh, let's say hi to some of the people that at least have come in. Guys, I'm really sorry, but I can't get to any of the videos that I've planned or any of the stuff because it's just all hammer jank to the max, gang. And, so I do not know what to do. Let's see. Let me try something I wanted to try here, though. If I take this and put it over here. Oh, hey, look. Yeah, I can read the. I can look forward now and read the messages coming in from people. Like there's Panel, how you? Oh, and it does that though. Huh. I wonder if that works on the big board. Hold on, since everything's kind of kapakahi anyway. I might as well see if I can. If I do this and I go to the. Where did it go? If I do this. Go here and hit Buddy Fricky, what happens? Oh yeah, see, it just goes there. Okay, hi buddy, how you doing? It's a rough one today. Total catastrophic meltdown before the show, and so that I can't put that there. I have to bring this over here, and let me see what else is going on. Yeah, thank you, Mama Sean. And happy Monday would not necessarily describe what I'm going through. I know. So, I'm going to play a music video and just to give me some time to bring some other stuff. Maybe I can salvage this show a little bit. Okay? Hold on. Let's see. What should I play? How about this one?
To
Par for the course. Okay, we're gonna start that over, and we'll see. Where are we? Oh, what's this? Oh man, what's this? Why do I have that there? Okay. Let's do another one.
The birds fly south as the light leaves your eyes. Hold on to your dream. Oh, I know you wanna scream. Since the day you're born, you're just a flower on your own, waiting for the sun to blossom, hoping to break through the storm. Winter winds lightly touching your soft skin. There's gotta be a brighter day, a summer breeze, some silk and honey, a big white horse is running through the golden doors. You know you gotta take the ride. It's now or never by my side. Little Daisy, don't be shy. Nobody changes, they just lie. Take your own fate by the end. It's time to conquer your own land. Little Daisy, don't be shy. Nobody changes, they just lie. Take your own fate by the end. It's time to conquer your own land.
Okay, no help. I was playing with cameras, but I can't get them to go, so I have this one camera. I mean, oh, wait a minute. Oh, look, that's nice. This camera decided to just pink in the middle of everything come online. Hold on. Let's see if I can improve that just a little bit. There's nothing I can do with that. Okay. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. That's just going to look like that because something is amiss. Guys, I have to be honest. You get all geared up to do the show. You're all ready. I have my scripts ready. And then all of a sudden, bam! Now I'm frazzled, going, I don't know what I'm gonna do, and I just feel like packing it in. I have to be honest. I just, I, and if it just calm down, if it just always didn't happen 5 minutes before I went live. I test all this stuff. I get everything working, take a shower, iron my clothes, get everything ready, come back here, sit down, click one button, and have it go poof. Am I just over engineering everything? I don't get it. It's just, there are people doing stuff that like this that, don't have things disintegrate in the last section. I know. Oh, hey, holy cam. Yeah, I know. Anyway, Bryant Rose, how's it? Sorry. Oh, sorry, you're late. I guess I got to tell you what. The gods were shining on you because you missed the whole Hamajang mess in the beginning. Okay, I'm going to try to salve this out. Namaste Zen says, please don't stress. We love you. We don't love you any less. Well, it's yeah, I appreciate that. But I'm just saying it's just, the techno gods. What do I have to do? I've been working on this show since 7 o'clock this morning. Just piecing things together because I have to go get all the bits and put them together. So I'm just gonna try to salvage what we have. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? What time is it? It's 15 minutes. I'm gonna try pretending that none of that happened and see if I can just start the show like I intended from right now. Okay? So for all the people who have been watching this internal explosion of mine, erase your mind. Okay? So let's first of all go here. And the dog barks in the background. Perfect timing. Hold on. Seeing what I had. Here we go. Okay. Restarting. So I was watching one of those videos on how to get more people to watch your live stream, and it said that there are people you need to hook in the first 3 seconds or they'll leave and most likely never come back. Are they gone? Good. Aloha, everybody, and welcome to those who still have an attention span. You're watching Daily Pidgin Live. My name's Andy Bumatai, and I will be your host for a short period of time till I get fired because what happened today, I think constitutes that move. Anyway, here we talk about Hawaii and we do not talk politics because there are enough places out there where it's more important to be right than kind. And this is not one of them. Here we concentrate on what brings us together, not what separates us. And we show Hawaii news clips, purposely avoiding the if it bleeds, it leads mentality. Okay? So now, excuse me, let's go to what we have planned for you today. And I'm sure this will work like a charm. Okay? Oh. Okay, so what? I know. I'm not going to tell you what just went wrong. We're just going to keep moving, okay? First of all, we're going to see if the new laws helped reduce fireworks, even though most people looked at these new laws like your mom being in charge of the bachelor party. Then we'll take a look at efforts to lower the cost of construction on the last phase of Skyline, including switching to elevators from escalators, because it was determined that the escalators were too costly to maintain. And my guess would be that that was brought to their attention by an elevator salesman. Now, our third clip highlights 4 Hawaii skateboarders, now in their 60s, inducted into the Skateboarding Hall of Fame. And this accomplishment is coupled with the satisfaction of outliving every security guard who kicked them off the property when they were kids. Then we'll travel to Maui, where surveying has begun. Now, this is the first step in rebuilding the structures. You know, so grouchy people don't yell, "Hey, you kids, you're in my yard." I think. Move a little to the left. Yeah, right there. Okay. And then lastly, I'm sure you heard about the Maili wildfires. Yeah. And guess what? Those news reports have given everyone a chance to criticize those who still pronounce the area as Maili. Okay? But first, we're going to go to the big board and see who's here. I know. Hey, that didn't go too bad. So, here we go. There we go. Mad Statter. Bitter kiss your boss's okoli to make sure you get your job. Yeah. I'll tell you what, here's a good subject we're going to start with for the big board. As you can see, my day has been absolutely kapakahi. How's your day been? Okay, put that in the chat, and maybe we can all live vicariously through those who've had a wonderful day today, Oh, no, that's not good. Namaste Zen. I hope you didn't get hurt. Something happened. I got you beat. I fell in loose gravel and dinged my guitar. Oh, man, that's a bad thing. I know. People, they consider their guitars like part of them, so I feel your pain on that one, okay? Well, Skyline doesn't need high capacity getting people upstairs. Well, they're living the dream. But I seriously think it was a slick elevator salesman. Oh no, we just read that. How's it, Gangi? Okay. Anthony Smith. Oh yeah, Devin saying hi to Michael Anthony, and no comment has no comment. Imagine that. And Koto 808 says, last night I saw a cat outside our sliding door and was going to scare it away. Right? Then I slid on the rug and fell flat on my back. I have osteoporosis, so figured I was done. But it was fine. Well, that was a lucky break, Koto 808. Oh, that's, well, maybe things will turn out okay today. Well, had to go pick up my colonoscopy prep stuff for tomorrow. Yeah, isn't that fun? I gotta tell you. And are you, Shakalaka, are you gonna go under or are you gonna stay awake? Inquiring minds want to know. No, who just run a clip of Clyde Akama. I do have actually a pretty good clip for you that goes back to probably the early 80s, a comedy bit I did. And I'll talk a little bit that before we bring it up. And Darlene S says, good luck, shakalaka. I don't think it's luck you need for a colonoscopy. It's calm nerves. Hey, Jeffrey, how you? Better? Okay, so I had a long day replacing my front brakes, and then to top it off, I cut the grass. Oh, man, I am so envious. I haven't cut the grass in like 2 weeks, and for me, I know. Steve Diego, I just got a notification you were live. Oh, better late than never. No, you missed the whole first 15 minutes of me whining like a little baby, okay? I was in Michael Anthony. I'm here now. Alert the media. There we go. Okay, looks like everybody's having a pretty good time today. Yeah, that's good. And Shock says, Andy, I will get sedation because I always have an endoscopy throat as well. And I don't think I can take that. Yeah, that might be a little much. I got it. Okay. What? Wait, what? You scoping from both ends at once? Just hope those two cameras don't hit each other. Hey, how you doing? Oh, what's going on? Oh, yeah, where you coming from? You don't want to know. Okay. Okay, so there we go. That's... I can't remember what we did. Oh, yeah, okay. Let's try to play our first, hold on, I have to go to this camera, and then I'll say, okay, so our first news clip is if the new law helped reduce the fireworks here in Hawaii, okay? And spoiler alert, my dog did not spend 4th of July contemplating suicide. Let's watch. Look at this.
All new tonight at 10, despite tougher new laws, illegal fireworks lit up the sky on Independence Day. These aerials blasted above Kalihi Valley. Police have not said if any violators were caught, but as our Ben Gutierrez reports, law enforcement officials are on the lookout and the penalties are stricter.
Wow.
This professional fireworks show is a private one that was hosted by Oahu Country Club. Maybe it was private, but it was seen by the public all over Nuku'anu. It was also just one of the 5 professional fireworks displays receiving 4th of July permits from the city. Fireworks in the sky is one of the main attractions for the holiday.
Tonight we're watching the fireworks.
Yeah, the fireworks for sure. Funny story, the people that parked next to us, they reminded us that there was a fireworks show tonight, and just so happened we decided why not just stay.
But it also comes just days after new laws took effect, giving law enforcement more tools to hunt down illegal fireworks. This includes using drones to monitor public airspaces. Police and fire officials on Oahu warned they'd be increasing staff and patrols for Independence Day.
I think the public can expect to see more active policing and enforcement of these new fireworks laws. We really ask the public to
No, I don't know who shot this, right? But usually you see the police, you know, in these badly lit areas with these terrible backgrounds and stuff. I don't know if this guy came to the studio or whatever, but for a police, talking head thing, this shot is beautiful. Just to give you an idea of where my head is at today.
be knowledgeable about these laws and follow them for the sake of public safety.
Violators will also face stricter penalties ranging from citations to arrests.
On the low end, you might see a citation for $200 to $300, but on the upper end, you might see a Class A felony, which is the most serious of all crimes.
The new laws were prompted by a massive explosion of illegal aerials in Aliamanu on New Year's Eve that killed 6 people and injured more than 20 others. HPD has made at least 10 arrests in connection. The city says it
10.
issued just 22 permits for personal firecracker use on the 4th. Illegal aerials don't light up residential neighborhoods as much for the 4th of July, when professional pyrotechnic shows are more traditional. But the illegals were still spotted in the sky over Kalihi. We asked people what they thought about the new law.
I guess all the illegal stuff like the M80s and all that stuff, maybe they could probably ban those, right? Put some, a little bit of limitations on it. But, you know what I'm saying, let the people have fun too, you know what I mean?
But police...
That guy sounded like a local guy who lived in Oakland for about 10 years.
Want to leave the fireworks to the professionals and are promising to crack down with the new law in their pocket.
I really do hope that people embrace this new law and they take a look at it and read it for themselves. It just really isn't worth it anymore to play around with fireworks.
Ben Gutierrez, Hawaii News Now.
Huh. Did you think that was a little too dark, Shakalaka? I thought it was very cinematic, as they like to say. Okay. Oh, and speaking of lenses and cameras and such, I figured out why this camera here, as you can see, wasn't auto-focusing, because before when I would like put something like this up in front of it, it wouldn't auto-focus on it. And it turns out it was because I had my teleprompter thing hanging on the lens itself, which is one of the ways to mount it. So what I did was I put it on an individual stand and put the camera behind it also on its own stand. So now I can go like this and get blurry in the background, and you can see how wrinkly my hand is. Okay, small victory. There we go. Whew. And what my fourth god gave me fireworks lighting straight winds, and then I rooted a tree and took out my power lines. Oh, well, that was worth it. Ooh, hey, how's it, Steve Yosh? Oh, hey, Jody, how are you? Yeah, I'll see you in a few days. I grew up playing fireworks, but now, let's see, they're only kind of out of control, too close to the professional being handed by. You know what? I think it is, Jody. It's that access to those aerials and those really dangerous ones have become more accessible, I guess, I think. Oh, how's it, Yvonne? Hey, how's it, Andy? Coming to your show in Pasadena on Saturday. Can't wait. Oh, that's great. I'll see you then, Yvonne. Great. My old friend, Yvonne Weber. Okay, and small kind jelly. About what? My cameras? No, that's not it. Okay, so there you go. So what do we do? I'm so discombobulated. Okay. You know what? Let's have a word from our sponsor. And by the way, this isn't really a word from the sponsor, kinda, you'll see. But what happened was people have been sending me, hey, do you see what Tumua's doing? Do you see what Magic Mike's doing? Do you see what, those Instagram vertical aspect ratio shorts that, the young people are doing, where they dress up and they do stuff. They say, you should do more stuff like that. We were doing that back from the late 70s. In fact, here's something from probably about 83, and I'm pretty sure it's around that time, because the woman in the grocery store in the background, right? That's my girlfriend, who is now my wife, and I met her around 83. Okay, so when I see it, I didn't know that too. I went, oh, I look here, and I looked at the background. I went, oh, I remember those days. Okay, anyway, enough about me.
Attention Hawaii shoppers, now you can shop in safety knowing your supermarket is protected by a samurai security guard. We're courteous. humble.
Get in.
Helpful.
Excuse me, bro. Excuse me, bro. You know where Kalakawa Gym?
Kalakawa Gym. 枠インターセクションのイズーズかまぼく。寿司ば手がけ。なんとうねうなか言われ。
Excuse me, can you repeat that one more time for me?
No.
Thanks, sir.
Strong. Alert. Courageous. Traditional samurai security serving Japan for over 2,000 years is now available in Hawaii. Call 923-1234. Samurai security. We do the job or we kill ourselves. We're quiet and effective.
Aloha, this is Sam Bittner 17 from Haleiwa, Hawaii, and you are watching the Daily Pidgin Live with Andy Bumatai and the Hamajang Gang. Mahalo.
So there you go. Oh man, it's so funny. I look. Okay, let's see. Anyway, what do we got? Oh, Steve Danielson. Mahalo for the ha ha ha. There you go. Thomas the Turtle thinks what funny too. Ooh, Lolo. Definitely love the fro, Andy. Yeah. And you know, it's funny. You can tell that's a very old clip because I'm guessing the young people today would go, what was he doing with that big phone? I mean, you know, remember pay phones? And you'd see the little place where the change would come out, and some people would forget to pick it up. You go in there, get yourself a dime, possibly. I know, that was there. Ichi ni. Scratch 'em, bro. Oh, aloha, my hometown, Haleiwa. There we go, off the hook, yeah. I had a video we did through Haleiwa. In fact, a couple music videos. Wow, the cars, white, old white Duster. Yeah, I know. Actually, those cars are going up. The Dusters, you know. In fact, I don't know if you remember this. A friend of mine, he goes. I said, "Hey, I bought a Duster today for like $10." He went, "What?" Because he was a Dodge Duster freak. And I went, "Yeah, check it out." And I still use it today. Mm-hmm. Okay, anyway, there we go. So let's take a look at the next news item that we have, okay? This next clip was, you know, remember I was talking about they're trying to reduce the cost of building the last phase of Skyline, you know, because as everybody knows, I think, that, you know, if you save a few million here, you save a few million there, and then before you know it, it adds up and you have enough for cost overruns. Let's listen.
6 Honolulu Skyline Rail turned 2 years old this week. It's now heading into its final phase of construction. After enduring years of delays and cost overruns, rail leaders are trying several tactics to save money and meet deadlines. Our Daryl Huff takes a look at Skyline's performance and its changing look.
Escalators like this one have been part of every Skyline station up to now, but HART officials decided that they're too hard to maintain, so they're not going to be part of the stations in the busiest part of the system.
It's double elevators to make sure that we can handle the capacity of the riders, but yeah, no escalators at all.
Wow. Capacity hasn't been an issue up to now. Without serving any major employment centers, ridership has been meager, but slowly trending up. In its
Meager.
second year, Skyline recorded 1,200,000 rides, while costing city taxpayers just under $90 million to operate. Transit systems like highways are...
So, Molly, figure out the math on that. Right? What did it, almost 2 million riders, and it cost 90 million or something? Oh, man. Oh, hey, come on, buddy.
Always heavily subsidized, but leaders still have to worry about money, and they did when dealing with the new contractor for the last 3 miles and 6 stations.
So the contractor this time proposed, hey, would you consider us using a different methodology for constructing the guideway?
So trading escalators for elevators was a small change compared to what the contractor proposed. They are ending the use of precast concrete individual guideway segments installed by massive and expensive overhead gantries in favor of an old school solution, just like highway bridges, with concrete girders and a deck laid down between columns.
And also it's able to be constructed with everything that's already on island, you know, the precast yards, the concrete providers, and the cranes that are on island. So it's not specialty equipment having to be procured, constructed, and then shipped to the island.
Mahalo unions. Yeah, and then, you know, it's those people as it should be. Click.
The system allowed the contractor to hopscotch over Kalihi, where utilities relocation has another year to go, and put its first guideway segments in Ivole and return to Kalihi later. In some places, the columns will go on the side of narrow roads instead of down the middle to avoid utilities. The stations will also look different. For example, the tensile fabric canopies will be replaced as part of the more austere attitude, likely with steel roofs.
Oh no, not the canvas canopies. Aren't we going to miss those? I'm having button problems.
With solar panels.
Still need some kind of cover for the riders, but maybe PV to help power part of the station.
Trimming the cost of the stations enabled Hart to negotiate $250 million off of Tudor Perini's bid, which was originally close to $2 billion, but is now $1.7 billion. The Skyline trains have been testing the route from the stadium to here at Middle Street in hopes of opening by October 1st, but getting from here to Kaka'ako will take another 5 years.
5 years?
Reporting from Middle Street, Daryl Huff, Hawaii News Now.
Wow, 5 years. Okay, so here's the questions. Do you think you'd ride the rail? You know, I often ask myself that because I think the rail is designed for future generations. We're kind of, you know, dyed in the wool with how we get around. But you know, kids nowadays, you know, remember us at 15, 16, I'm going to get my license. They don't care so much today. So I think it's because, you know, public transportation is better, and this is probably part of it, you know. So what do you think? Would you ride the rail, or who do you think will? Let's go to the big board and find out. Boop! What have people got to say about that? And by the way, brother Sam, how's it? I know that Duster, the Nova. I had a 62 Nova. You mentioned your dad had one too. Yeah. And Pokoliti says, Shakalaka, because there aren't enough tunnels in the tight. Well, what are you guys talking about? Who agon mache? Oh, you be dead already? Okay. Bus Mobera. Yeah. Yep, a lot of people think, well, why didn't we just improve the whole bus thing? I don't know. It is over my pay grade. Yeah, and Michael Anthony Smith says, I would love to ride it. I get some good stories from riding the bus. Oh, that's good. I will ride it to the airport only. Yeah, I wish it went to the airport now. I'd park my car here. I ride my motorcycle now because I hate all that hassle in the car business, you know. Going off the rails on a crazy train. Oh, that's actually sounds like fun. I don't know. June Kubasic, I would. They need Disney to make the rails. Yeah. Or Menehune, somebody, you know. The thing about the whole rail deal is it's Hawaii, and, you know, whatever, you know, projects they do always go through cost overruns and stuff. But FASE, Fosse back in, what was it, in 72 or something, he proposed it. And I think, but people were going, 10 million, we're not going to spend 10 million on a rail system or whatever manini amount it was, you know. Once the rail gets to downtown, locals will probably start going downtown again. And why don't they start the rail from the airport out? Again, I don't know. And I don't really, care to put much brain power into it. Wouldn't ride the rail if you had to drive to get to it. Well, I think the idea is somebody might drop you off at the station. But you know what? People in Eva Beach, or in Eva, are driving to the station, parking their cars, getting it, going to town, and then, or wherever it goes. I think Pearl Ridge in that area, and then coming back, saving a little gasoline. I remember tagline, Fosse gets it done. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. He had issues that all politicians do, but that was that. If I'm not mistaken, it was him and Fred Hemmings, who were all about getting that rail going. Fred Hemmings, good friend of mine. Yeah. Brother Sam says, and now we get buses that run on natural gas. Quieter, don't make pollution, waste time, make the rail. You know what, Brother Sam, all this business about, that's a way. What are you going to do, erase it? You can't. It's the die is cast, so we have to do what we have to do with what we have. That's where I'm at with it, I try to avoid, and think about all the people who protested H3. Do you think they use it? I got a feeling they do. The train around here totally has parking lots, so you can hop on the rail, get downtown, and sports ball stadiums. No parking worries. When I lived in Hayward, while my son was going to school there, I would drop him off at the BART station, and his stop, boom, right in the middle of town, a block from where he was going to school. Ooh, yeah, I know. Yeah, the Fosse sign. Yeah, he kind of, appropriated the shaka as his logo. A lot of people didn't like that, but, other than that, he knew how to promote himself. He, became the, politician of the day. Okay, makes too much sense, Madstetter. Yeah. Keone Nunes, if more developed as their, I can't read that. If more developed as, I'm sorry, the sentence structure has my dyslexic brain tripping over itself. I rode the Seattle rail from hotel to airport to a cruise pier. Baga work good. Okay. There we go. Okay. So, let's see. Now we have some announcements to make, okay? And they would be, let's see. If you don't know, I'm a stand-up comic, for those of you who may have happened into the show. And do I have all the alerts and stuff turned on? Let me see if this works. It may not. And of course it doesn't. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can turn stuff on so it actually works. Get off big board. Yes, Nani, I will. I get these messages when I don't do things. 'Cause I have a tendency to leave the big board up and then be the small head in the corner and yak, but okay, now, does this work? No. Anyway, Augie Toba and I will be in Las Vegas on August 15th and 16th at the Beach House. You can get your tickets at andybumatai.com or augietlive.com. Okay? And my show in Pasadena on July 12th is sold out. So mahalo to all you bagas who went buy tickets for that. Yeah, including Yvonne Weber. So thanks, see you guys. And I think C Honda is going to be there also. Yeah, okay. And by the way, I'll be in Las Vegas here at staying at Jody's house starting on Wednesday because I had a show in Vegas that we canceled because not one ticket was sold because evidently it was on Fremont Street area and local people hate to go there or something. But anyway, I'm going to go up there anyway and help promote the August 15th show. Okay, so another announcement. Because of this travel, the Daily Pidgin will not be back until July 15th. That's a Tuesday, July 15th at 3 p.m. Okay, sorry about that. Hey, Andy, kind of blurry. Yeah, get used to it. That's my life. Here, I know. What happened? See, it's the camera now has decided to stop autofocusing. See, remember I was just bragging about how I got it going? There you go. And then it stopped. Okay. Appreciate that off the hook. I never noticed because I have my little notes. I use a teleprompter. I would show it to you, except you know how my little camera used to work and I used to be able to do stuff? It stopped working together with everything else. So, there we go. Ooh, have a great trip, and we will be patient. Well, thank you, brother Sam. Hey, Sam, do you ever do Zoom? Do you have Zoom? Because I have the capability to bring you in as a guest on Zoom. You can tell us what you're about, if you have anything coming up, or, you know, we can both pick the same food and do cheap eats. Virtual cheap eats. I know. I know. The focus, the camera decided to focus on the plant. I do not blame it. If I were a camera, I'd go, I choose plant. There we go. Andy clear, plant blurry. Yeah, well, that's by design, right? Because I have a 1.4 lens on there, and it stop. Okay, there we go. So let's see. I'm going to go to my notes here and see what we have. Let's try segment 3. Maybe I can get through this, okay? And this one is about 4 skateboarders who were inducted into the Skateboarding Hall of Fame, right? Now, again, they're in their 60s. Watch this video coming up because Brada is 66 and still carving the pools. Check it out.
Of local skateboarders have been inducted into the Skateboarding Hall of Fame.
It's a first for Hawaii athletes, and Sienna Pillaton has more on the accomplishment and what it took to get there in this week's Game Changers.
Watch this.
Stop by any local skate park. Former pro Darren Hull just might be there.
Cobra!
And at 65 years old, he's not stopping anytime soon.
Now I love it. It's like my fountain of youth right now.
This past May, Hull was one of 4 Hawaii-born skaters inducted into the Skateboarding Hall of Fame, an honor decades in the making.
I rode for Town & Country in a team called Z-Flex.
Hull was Town & Country's first official traveling pro.
I just remember seeing pictures of Darren Hull at the Pearl City pool. And
wow,
look
at that.
Who's this Hawaiian kid that rips?
You know, the 70s, to being a skateboarder wasn't exactly what you see these days with the kids going to the Olympics and everything. People think more of them as athletes.
Along with Hull was Larry Bertelman, Jamie Reyes, and Roy Jamison, all paving the way for future skaters in Hawaii.
Larry Bertelman to me, was the most influential surfer in the world when it came to our skateboarding style.
Bertelmann was one of the surfing greats in the 70s and the mastermind behind modern skateboarding styles. After introducing a low carving technique that changed the landscape of both surfing and skateboarding.
When it came to anything low and slashy, you totally wanted to look, be, and feel like Larry Bertelmann.
Meanwhile, Jamie Reyes, a pioneer for women in 90s street skating, she was just one of 3 women to ever appear on the cover of Thrasher magazine.
She was so technically advanced for skateboarding and as a woman, where I feel that the last 2 generations of women is finally caught up to her.
Roy Jamison was one of the first pro skaters to come out of Hawaii and had a unique style, one of the last guys to go shoeless on the board.
Jamison was an innovator. He was one of the first. In Hawaii, he was the guy.
My brothers and sisters grew up in Pearl City and the Palisades, where there are a lot of hills. Well, Roy would be like about 7 years old watching us, and he'd want to try, and we'd say, no, it's too dangerous. And he was great. He'd make it to the bottom of the hill.
Chuck Jamison accepted the award on behalf of his brother Roy, who passed away after battling cancer. He says his brother would have loved to get the recognition they fought years for.
Wow. It's really nice to see that all of the things that he did early on was finally appreciated.
And during that era, these former pros say while skateboarding was recognized in the islands, it wasn't always respected.
In the 70s, we're kind of looked down on as like a grade below surfers. It started in the drainage ditches, you know, and people don't realize that's where skateboarding first began.
Since then, skateboarding has come a long way and is now recognized as an Olympic sport.
The 808 doesn't get a lot of credit. There's a lot of good skaters in Hawaii. It's great to be a skater right now because people look at them through a different view.
Sienna Peloton, Hawaii News Now.
Do you know how hard that is to do in the pool? He makes it look so easy, but I'm serious. I tried it one time with knee pads, and guess what? Just to get yourself to, commit over that ledge and go straight down, rough. And brother's like, what? Only easy? Oh. Okay, so the question is, do you think there should be an AARP discount at skate shops? And do you think there should be a seniors only hour at these, pools where skateboarders frequent? Okay. Ow! I'm sorry. Okay. So let's go to the big board and see what you have to say about that. And Mad Statter says skateboarding was a crime when I was growing up. Literally, exactly. Do you remember the bumper stickers? Skateboarding is not a crime. And Michael Anthony Smith with a resounding yes. AARP discounts on skateboards. Very impressive, Sam Bittner. That's right. I know. I remember having a board with clay or steel wheels. Acrylic wheels was a game changer. Yeah, remember those? Remember they were called, what was the first? Foam Mac. Foam Mac, because you could roll over small pebbles. Up until then, you'd be skating along and one tiny little pea-sized rock and your whole board would just and stop immediately. Seniors would have to sign a 2. Oh, here, a 20-page waiver. Andy is the master of absurdist humor. Oh, no. Not that. Oh, my God. For sure, Papicini. Seniors only with standby paramedics. Yeah, those heart attack paddles. Cobra, your turn. I know. Oh, okay. Oh, let's see. Oh, wait a minute. So I don't get scolded by Nani. Get off the big board. Ooh. Okay, it's time for a musical break. You know, I think we need one. And you know what? This one, because we're kind of in a nostalgic mood, or at least I was, this one goes back to 2008 when I was hosting the nighttime TV show. You can kind of see the sign here. It was on every night right after the news, well, weekdays after the news. I did it in 2007 and 2008. And this is one of my favorite shows from 2008, Cyril Pahinui. I know. So let's listen, and may he rest in peace.
You're watching Nighttime, and coming to the stage right now is a gentleman to me who epitomizes the purity and power of one voice and one guitar. Please help me welcome Cyril Pahinui.
Ikanalu he ana ai he ala ikanalu he ana Namai kapuanala ohalala ikanukumanu Hai namai kapuanala ohalala ikanukumanu And we'll be talking to Cyril when we come back. And Donna Faust and Julie Anderson. Don't go away.
You know, I've told this story many times, but, you know, in the course of doing that show, we would have a lot of musical guests, you know, and all the young bands, right, would show up like an hour before they had to do their show, and it took them every minute of that hour to sound check and tune and do all this stuff to get ready to perform, right? Cyril walks on about 5 minutes before he has to go on and goes, and I go, yeah, but you need anything? He goes, nah, I'm good. Sits down and does that. OMG. And by the way, no comment. That host is long gone. We're going to miss him too. I know. Nobody knows what happened to him. But rumor has it he was swallowed up by an internet monster. Very sad. Okay, so Let's see what else we have here. Oh, man. So now, you know what? Let's play another word from our sponsor.
Also, we've got new graphics and new backdrop with an island feel, and there's some other things I have to show you as well. This is our interview set with tall chairs and a glass table. It's a great place for a conversation, and it sort of makes you feel like you're in a cool, modern bistro.
It's very good, yeah. Ali'i of Comedy on tour this Friday on Kauai, next weekend.
No, not this Friday, next Friday.
Next Friday on Kauai, 30th on Maui, and 31st. And we'll be right back.
Can we keep the table?
Absolutely.
Let's go, bro. Ah, yeah. All right.
Where are you going?
I don't know why I happened upon those two clips and went, oh, good, there's Mahealani 14 years ago talking about their new set and this table. And then I had the, hey, you know. And you know what I love about that clip the most is I didn't tell Augie I was planning to do the table thing, right? But he just jumped right into it, the perfect improvisational, okay, and he just, and Mel, hey, where you going? I really like that. Okay, R.I.P. Mel. Oh, man, I can't tell you how much I miss Mel. You know, yeah, good improv. Yep. Yes, and you got it. No comment. There we go. Okay, so where are we at? Do I have any left? Let's see. I think so. Let me see what we have here. I may have another one. Oh yes. What am I saying? I'm reading my own notes here. The on Maui they have started surveying. You know, I know. And that's the first step into rebuilding the actual structures, right? So let's watch that.
State land surveyors are helping the Lahaina community return to normal as residents and businesses rebuild after the 2023 fires. Now, their job is to officially notate boundaries on a land parcel, which is reportedly all the information a property owner needs when applying for a county permit to rebuild. Eric Nacton explains.
10 feet. Let's call it 10.
10 feet, okay.
Reid Sirat is reportedly one of 6 surveyors with the Land Survey Division at the Hawaii.
And how can he go wrong with the city mill tape measure right there? Look at that. Okay, what's this say? Okay, which side are you supposed to read? What, centimeter or the kind of other one? No?
Department of Accounting and General Services, or DAGS.
We're out in Lahaina to inspect some shorelines for certification.
For oceanfront parcels, surveyors reportedly determine where the state shoreline ends and where private land begins.
Ooh.
Their measurements also help legally specify what the shoreline setback is for a structure.
The certified shoreline is the baseline for the setback for typically for buildings. So if you want a building permit and you want to build on your property, the shoreline is where you measure the setbacks from.
According to reports, DAGS land surveyors' work in Lahaina usually involves oceanfront lots because that's where private land meets state land. Dozens of those seaside lots were destroyed in the wildfire, including many of the survey stakes or property corner markets that indicate the legal borders of a plot land. It's reportedly a lot of work.
There's a restaurant back down there, all the way from there down, all the way to Pomana, whatever properties are along the shoreline has to get a shoreline survey.
Lau's been working in Maui for 25 years. He says the need for surveyors has drastically changed.
Quite drastically because of this fire. Of course, everybody's corners are destroyed, so we got to go back and reestablish them all.
Homeowners like the Medinas are desperate to rebuild.
We're trying to do everything we can so that when it's our turn, that we have the information they need to give us an approval on our permit.
So when
they're
it's
living
our
in a
turn,
condo in the next town over until they can get back in their house.
And the worst is the unknown. That we're not sure when we can get back, if this is going to be approved because this is a shoreline property. it's limbo. Limbo is a hard place to be.
But she's reportedly hoping that by measuring meats and
Oh man, look at that system right there. I think we're in good hands. Yeah, I mean, look at it. Looks like they used a printer to print out Lahaina maps with that arrow and stuff. Oh my goodness. Oh man, you know, a tape measure and one of these systems. I think we're good to go.
bounds, her effort to get a building permit will progress by leaps and bounds. Eric Nacton, Island News.
Yeah, and Bokoli D says everything is still pencil and paper at the state county, and they wonder why there's, delays. I know. Pfft, what a nightmare. And not only that, did you hear what she said? You know, there are issues because we're on the shoreline. So I hope they approve us. Can you imagine a bunch of people going, okay, we have all this, beachfront property that we can approve or disapprove. No shenanigans will be going on there. I know. Backlogs are back forests. Yeah, because everything they do is on stained dead trees. So that's cool. Doesn't look good now that I see it that way. Delays, nightmares are coming. Well, with anything, right? There we go. Okay. So, I think did I have, well, hold on. Just a question, just a thought here while I go to the big board. Would you do that job? Would you, if you could, would you, even if you were a surveyor, would you do that, I mean, no pressure there, right? I worked part-time at the state health using punch cards for data collection in the 80s. Oh, man, what are you kidding? Michael Anthony Smith, in his clear and concise manner, no, he would not do that job. I know, and he needs one. We all do. Okay, let's get off that one. Maui. Okay. Now, wait a minute, hold on. Okay, there, Nani. Shh, don't type. Let's play another. What time we got? Oh yeah, wait. We started 15 minutes late, so we have about 5 more minutes left on this. Okay. Let's play another commercial from A Blast from the Past.
You've just had a day of endless meetings, and now it looks like you'll get back just in time for your boss's karaoke debut. Why does Aloha Airlines always have to be on time?
And the countdown begins. How long do you think it'll be before they have the Cheers reunion? 1 year, 2 years, sooner? Well, we'll see. Interesting, huh? The only spin-off is Frasier. Of all the characters, would you have guessed that Frasier would get his own show? Well, he's going to have it coming this fall. And coming up next on our Channel 2 Late News, we will go to a Cheers look-alike contest at Restaurant Row, and you've got to see the Woody. This Woody is unbelievable. Coming up next on our Late News.
I got a feeling he did that just so he could say you got to see the Woody, Back then, those newscasters, they were always slipping in those Easter eggs. And No Comment reminded me that the last news item we have is about the Maui wildfires. And he is, in fact, correct. So let's take a look at that.
The latest on the wildfire on the west side of Oahu. Crews remain on the scene of that wildland fire in Maili that prompted evacuation Sunday afternoon. At this hour, residents are being told it's safe to return home. Reed is in Maili this morning with the latest as firefighters remain on scene monitoring the situation. Reed, what can you tell us?
Hey, Reed. Wake up.
That's right, Tanya. You're absolutely right. And speaking to what Carly's mentioning as well, windy conditions out here on the west side. Around 1:15 last night, officials did take off that evacuation notice for the residents. So no issues there in terms of getting back home like you guys are mentioning. But the firefighters and crews are still out here working to contain this. Now, 90% contained wildfire. 95 acres still burned in the process. It started around 2:30 Sunday afternoon, and crews have been working tirelessly. We've been here since early this morning, and we've seen a couple of fire engines and emergency service vehicles come through on Pa'akea Access Road, and a lot of progress has been made. But again, fire, as you guys can see, still going on. Around midnight, some closures still remain in effect, primarily where firefighting efforts continued. Maili Mauka from Kaukaimana Road, between the intersection of Kaukaimana Road and Pa'akea Road to Maliona Road. This is a look right now at the map that you guys see on your screen from the Department of Emergency Management. Right now, only Kaukaimana Road between Maliona Street and the Hawaii SPCA of Maili remain off limits. Again, that's Kaukaimana Road between Maliona Street and the Hawaii SPCA. We do know one person is said to be in critical condition, said to be suffering from smoke inhalation. And according to the City and County of Honolulu, the cause of the fire not yet known, and no word on damages either, but some 600 homes are reportedly in the evacuation zone. So far, we know at least 2 homes that were affected. And we know as the immediate danger does dwindle down that getting the word out is so important in these situations. And those in the Maili area are looking to improve upon emergency communication. Though the multi-agency response was swift, it wasn't as streamlined as some hoped.
The evacuation alerts that were either issued by telephone, on television, or by folks' digital banners, it wasn't necessarily all in succession as it should be.
I live fairly close and I didn't get it.
Always could be
it
faster.
Was more like you visually saw the fire and then you started to call around to figure out what was happening.
Read.
Now, according to National Weather Service and what Carly's been mentioning all morning, the wind is still in effect. And again, we're out here right now, windy conditions, Makai, which is good, especially on Pa'akea Access Road. There's a power plant or some structure right across from the street, and the fire obviously hasn't jumped. We're going to keep an eye, we're going to monitor, and if anything updates from this point on, we'll keep you guys in the know.
Oh, wow. Start slow, end fast. Okay. Mahalo, Reed. By the way, his name is Reed. I wasn't telling him to read. What's going on? We were just looking at a news clip about Maili wildfire. Yeah, I know. How's that? Hi, Scotty boy. Yeah, we're just about to wrap it up. The first 15 minutes of the show were me whining about nothing working. So we have one camera, so we're doing our best to survive with it, and played a few news items, and that's basically it. So thanks for being here. And brother Sam, DJ Cool, yay, Moose 1 and Moose 2. I don't know what that means. I don't watch television. Even when I was making TV, I never watched it. So, I've never seen an episode of Seinfeld, not one. Lost, never saw one episode of Frasier or, Cheers. Or, I see clips on the internet, and I kind of know what's going on a little bit. But the whole appointment television thing never appealed to me. I don't know. I just, doing that, I have to stop and start. And what did he say? And be able to rewind. Might have something to do with being deaf, Andy just showing Maui's recent wildfires. Yes. I don't watch TV. What's going on? Scotty, like you was saying, there were, and that what you just saw happened just a few hours ago, but the blaze is 95% contained, and or was it 90% contained, and it affected 95 acres in Maili, and 2 homes were lost, right? And I think one person is in critical condition for smoke inhalation. Yeah. Oh, DJ was talking about Eddie from Frasier died, and I was cheering the 2 dogs that played Eddie. Okay. Well, I'm so sad that anybody died, but hey, Felicia, hot front row hottie, how are you? I was late to the fun. We'll watch the rerun. Well, don't watch the first 15 minutes because it was catastrophic, nightmare situation. Okay, gang. So there we go. We made it through. Thank you so much for hanging in there. We would like to remind you, right, that this show would not be as bad as it is. No, I take that back. Would be even worse than it is if not for our moderators, Devin, Rick S., C. Honda, Shakalaka, and Nani Aloha, who's also an associate producer. Mahalo for putting up with me. And we have merch available, okay? Go to andybumatai.com, and there's a little button, and it says merch. And, if you'd like to support the show, you can do it that way. Buy yourself a hoodie or one of these cups or something like that, And then your camera can focus on it, okay? So, man, I think that's pretty much it. Well, and again, I mean this sincerely. Mahalo for watching, even though things was kind of hammerjang, okay? So here we go. I'm going to hit the button.